I was 32 years old when Andy Rooney, the curmudgeon on 60 Minutes, aired his last segment. Some of the comments that he would make would put him in hot water for sure, but one of the very last things he said actually seemed touching and it really stuck with me. He quoted, "A woman over 40 looks good wearing bright red lipstick. This is not true of younger women. Once you get past a wrinkle or two, a woman over 40 is far sexier than her younger counterpart." Well. As a 32-year-old, life seemed to stretch out before me forever. I felt a little called out for my young age, but secretly I couldn't wait to get to 40. I could test out Andy's theory. Could I possibly look good in red lipstick? Now that I'm in my 40s, there's times where I miss my 30s, and my 20s for that matter. That's because certain things start to happen in your 40s that nobody tells you about. They don't quite prepare you for certain things. When I was 43, my back went out for the first time. I wasn't sure if it was an age-related thing, because I've heard of people in their 20s and their 30s getting back issues. I think it's often attributed to working a lot at a computer. I resolved to exercise more, look into strength training a little bit, core training, and I kind of stuck with it, but not really. I thought, okay, that was just a one-off thing. It happened again when I was 44. And the pain when your back goes out is so excruciating. If you just move off center, even just a little bit, rock back and forth or anything, it sends jarring currents of pain throughout your body. And I thought, never again. I will not go through this ever again. I started doing this back stretching routine in the mornings. It's helped though. Hold your stretch for 50 seconds. The stretches that I've seen online said maybe hold for about 15 seconds, but I'm thinking no, 50 seconds. After I started doing these stretches too, I resolved to always go for a fitness walk after working at my computer. But then you know what happened? My toes started hurting. I'm like, really? Yeah, right at the hinge. And I'm thinking, oh, aren't those bunions or something? In addition to my back stretching routine, I added toe stretching routine to my morning stretches as well. Oh, but you know what? It was just something else to me that was gonna take more time. Because I feel like as you get older, time becomes more of a precious commodity. Some people are gifted with soft, supple skin their whole lives. That was me until about 40. And then, you ever work with pumice? That's what my face felt like. And like pumice, any lotiony thing you put on it, well, it's still going to feel pumicey. And no, I wasn't going to go to some department store for the latest and greatest. I really hate shopping. But then I found some vitamin E oil, opted for the highest IUs I could find. Ooh, that'd be 45,000. And I put it on my skin. Finally, something that smooths my porous, pumicey skin. It only worked so well until I found that and some castor oil. Now this stuff, This stuff? This stuff is like putting a layer of butter over your pumice stone. Oh, it even feels smooth there. Well, fairly. I don't know, it's still pumice. Much better than the lotion though. Now what do I do with this? I add in a couple drops of cedar oil because this is really good for your skin too. Oh, works on those fine lines, and I smell as good as the inside of a closet. Actually, no, it's a pretty good smell. Yeah, it's said to help those fine lines. My lines are fine, all right. The kinds of lines that a fine ballpoint pen makes. They're kind of thick. Leaves kind of a sheen. You may have seen this sheen in some of the videos that I've made. I just let it be. I mean, or not. You can blot it with a towel. I envy people who can sleep through the night. No counting sheep, no lying there, eyes wide open. They even can sleep through their alarm clocks. How do people do that? Me, if the room isn't completely dark, or the temperature too hot or too cold, or if I have to pee in the night, or a cat sleeps on my head, or if my thoughts are too loud, Mr. Sandman will skip his nightly visit, and the goddess of You're Screwed will pay me an all-night visit. After I turned 40, it's only gotten worse. Until I gave up dairy, I gave up wheat, and I gave up soy. And why did I do that? I read this book. No, I'm not an affiliate or anything. It's just that it's a really good book that teaches you all about the beautiful hormonal dance that happens with every woman out there every month. And it's so cool. And I realized how much diet is such a central part of your health. Women everywhere need to read this book. I mean, I can sleep again. Mr. Sandman and I, we've become good friends. Sure, we still have some arguments from time to time. I mean, no relationship is perfect, but we talk it out and we make up. Hormones are a funny thing. In my 20s and 30s, they'd wage minor battles, and I would be left with a migraine that would inevitably knock me out for hours. It was just something that I figured I was doomed to live with. It wasn't that bad, right? Other people get migraines. When I was 43, even something as simple as turning on the lights in the middle of the night triggered a migraine. Then the barometric pressure changing would trigger a headache. Wine would trigger a headache. I really loved the wine too. Red, red wine, you made me feel so good. Red, red wine, you make me feel so fine. It kept me talking all of the time. But you know, strong smells would trigger a headache. Bright sunlight, allergies, changing hormones. It seemed like I was getting headaches all the time. And then I discovered that book again, The Woman Code. I know it's another reference to that book, but again, it really changed a lot about my health and the way that I started eating. And it's made this process of perimenopause so much easier. So yeah, you know, I gave up caffeine, I gave up alcohol, but eating well for both my body and my well-being has made all the difference. Here I am in my mid-40s. and after figuring some stuff out, coming to terms with needing to acknowledge some foods and routines, I'm ready for the rest of my 40s. Carpe diem. In the words of Carl Jung, life begins at 40. And up until then, you're just doing research.